Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Property Roundtable with myself, Rama, bringing value to your journey of buying a landed and selling a landed property in Singapore. And today we have a very special guest with us, Bruce,
Whoa!
partner of Singapore Realtors Inc.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, and today we want to bring to you two very exciting landed projects. We've been doing the channel for almost 2 years and we've hardly been seen as marketing anything. So let's just squash that speculation that we don't sell anything. So today we're going to really sell you some stuff.
Wow.
Bruce, welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Today, we would like to start off with this very exciting project called the Springleaf Collection.
Yes.
So, could you share with us a little bit about Springleaf Collection?
So, Springleaf Collection is something that is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost, we have not seen a landed project that has been launched in this scale for quite a while. And I think something else that is very interesting is the price point. So today you get a brand new, banking new house, and it's not your typical small terraces that are like 1615 square feet.
Yes.
And they start from just slightly over 5 million. So the value proposition is there. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I can see from the picture up front, right, that it had a very nice frontage, the whole row of houses.
Yes.
Rama, do we often see a project like this?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind is, wow, 10 units at one go. Usually I've seen much lesser. Usually, you know what people do, right? They buy one land, subdivide, maybe got 2 units for sale. Then suddenly I see, wow, after a long time got 10 units, right?
Yeah. So, interestingly, what I find most value is that because usually people buy a house, right? It's brand new redo, it's just one on its.
Yes.
But to have a very common facade, right, where it's like it elevates the value of the property. It's like you and your neighbor, you know, you have a very united front and it makes it look very, very premium.
Right.
So if we can look at the side view as well, as you can see from the back, from another perspective, it's actually very interesting as well. So, Bruce, can you share a little bit about the architect or the developer?
Yeah, so the developer, they are very established landed developers. They have probably 20 over years experience, done more than 50 houses.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so one thing to look out for is if let's say they are experienced developers, you look at their whole list of properties they have developed, their first project versus what they have today, it's just for the track record, they give you the track record.
Yeah.
It really, you can see that it follows the trending of what houses are supposed to look like today.
Yeah.
Today people, sometimes you look at the houses that are built, let's say 20 years old. The facade normally is a white facade. They just do a simple plain white facade.
Correct.
Then after that, we went into the beige stone facade.
Right.
That was probably 15 years ago. So that was a time when I guess in Sentosa, you go in Sentosa, kind of age. Then it evolved really into the black, very nice things like that. And of late, the colors that people really like are the wooden feel colors.
Oh, yes, correct.
So that's why now you have the aluminium that
Like your house.
Yes, man. You can tell that you actually look at this project.
Yes.
The colors scheme is something that appeals to people today.
Yeah, correct. So I mean, Rama, when you look at this, right, what does it what are the adjectives you can think of? You look at a project like this. So we will describe it. Like, you know, agents like to write all these very nice terms, right? How would you describe
for me, right? And I was looking through the specs and everything, right? Usually the either end, the right end and the left end will be the bigger units. Right? But this one surprisingly, right, in the middle, there are 2 units. That interested me because how did they come up with that? Like, you know? So that's how when I, just asking, hey, you can subdivide as you wish. You know what I mean?
I think this one, the main thing was that the land was already 10 plots of individual land. So it wasn't subdivided this way. The pool, the ones in the center, because the land is much bigger. And given, so I think in terms of maximizing the use of space, we give people an option. So some people want a pool, some people do not want a pool.
Exactly.
So they have choices.
Exactly. But the land plots I realized for this project are actually way bigger than typical terraces.
Yes.
It's close to 1,900 square feet where like you just mentioned, because of 1615 each other, so-called developer, we call it cookie counter landed that we see in the very east or very west of Singapore.
I need to bring up one thing as well, because when you look at the sizes of the unit, they are very close to your smallish
Semi-D, yes, correct.
The only thing is 215 square feet. But one thing to note is that for terraces, it's actually going to feel a lot bigger because you look at that 2 meter setback. So the actually a lot bigger than
Rama's figure.
This one, bro, this one, we had a discussion before, lah. Okay, people always whack inter-terrace because light cannot pass through, lah, either side.
Yes.
But then we always say, but inter-terrace, you get the most amount of space.
Yes. One thing good about this architect, they paid very special attention to light and ventilation. That's why if you go and look at the layout, there's actually a void area on the side. So it allows light to actually come right through the center of the houses.
Yeah. And I think let's bring a bit more color to the location. Because all this while, right, I think we are so lucky because Springleaf Residences, right, at its very same time the Springleaf Collection, which is a bro landed up, were launched right about the same time.
Yeah.
So in recent times, even I myself have brought a client to look at Springleaf Residence, and we have submitted interest to buy that condo as well. But I think a lot of people don't understand the location well enough. So if you look at the location of Springleaf right now, I think one of the things that is very interesting is probably the north-south corridor.
Yes.
Earlier you were mentioning about how, we say landed, right? How do we travel, transport, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned that you did a trial to getting onto the expressway.
Yeah.
So how was your experience of getting to town actually?
So getting to town, let's say getting to office, from my home, I stay in Holborn.
Yeah.
Okay, and from my home just to get to the expressway, to CTE, it takes me about 12 minutes.
Your car is quite fast, right? Actually.
Yeah, so that's why I need a faster drive. Because it takes me a long time.
It is more than 12 minutes, bro. You need to be careful.
Yes. Versus you look at this Springleaf.
Yeah.
When we got out, 3 minutes I'm on the expressway. So actually I saved 9 minutes. So the traveling time to office was similar, if not faster, actually from Springleaf, although the distance is further.
So basically what I'm saying is that the concept of people when they look at this location, if you don't scrutinize it deep enough, you'll not realize that actually there's a lot of convenience. Plus, now you have the Thomson East Coast Line, where the Springleaf MRT, and obviously the amenities as well. Rama, when we were looking at this project, right, and we're looking at the location, right, I had mentioned about this north-south corridor. Do you think with the addition of this north-south corridor that it could actually increase the value of this project as well?
To be honest with you, right, I don't think you even need the north-south corridor in the first place. Because if he decides not to take the expressway, right, he can still go straight. And then he all the way very fast reach Ang Mo Kio, then Toa Payoh is already down already. Then there's a lot of other roads that linking to all the way to the,
Upper Thomson, you can go down the other way, Upper Thomson.
Yeah.
Many roads.
Yeah, there's so many other options there.
Correct. Actually, you don't really need to drive, right? You can just walk to the MRT for less than 15 minutes, and then you can get on and you get connected to a lot of places in Singapore.
Especially the reservoirs, bro. My God.
Correct.
So
It's
many
quite
choices.
nice,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's very, very green, bro. Very beautiful in the morning. You want to go for walks. You can just walk up straight away, cross the road, Seletar Reservoir already.
Yes.
You should check out. I haven't seen Mainto's.
Mainto.
Mainto.
Oh, Mainto.
Mainto.
Okay. Mainto.
You check out his Springleaf residence. He promoted the area. It's very, very nice. It's something to check out. Yeah.
Correct. So earlier we had mentioned a little bit about the layout, right, of the units. And Rama, you had noticed something interesting just now when you were looking through the floor plan.
See, in all the houses that we have transacted, okay, people ask for two things. Level 1, got granny room or not? And then the other thing is got helper room or not? But this one, the first thing I managed to see, the helper room ensuite, bathroom. Wow, the helper work here.
Then how?
So happy on.
How people say, I buy the house for my helper stay ensuite.
I think the experience that the developers all have today, experienced developers, they realize that the first floor is very, very valuable. Because where you want to see the space, you entertain your guests. So last time, people always need a granny's room. Because it was not practical to have a lift at home. Today, every single brand new house, a lift is necessary. Actually, I don't even need my stairs. I can't even remember the last time I used my stairs.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Okay. So I think today, that you can even put your granny where you don't want to see her. Just put her on the top floor, okay? And he has a lift. she has to
Keep
give
the wife and the mother-in-law.
Yeah, so this one so many floors. The granny take the top, then wife take the second floor, so they don't get to meet each other.
I think one of the reasons that this can be applied here also because of the land size, right? I mean, if you have 1,900, there's way more like canvas, right?
A lot of
to, like,
space.
plan the space.
There's a lot of
So
space.
now with the lift, right, I realized that then you bring the living room to the top.
Yes.
For this particular layout, right, what is you think that would appeal to the modern day family?
If let's say you are gonna you live with your kids and your parents, there's like more than enough room to get 5 bedrooms. It's even a possibility to convert the second floor family area. Yeah, so the possibilities are endless, but definitely more than enough rooms for. So some people they prefer to stay in condo, but and a lot of people who buy their first landed, they decide to live together. So instead of having 2 condos, why not combine together, have the convenience of having and that's enough space. It's not like a condo where you really get into each other's way. So if you don't want to get in each other's way, you have your own floor to play around with.
Yeah. And I think we may have forgotten to mention that it's a 999-year leasehold, which is typically as good as freehold.
Yes.
So and exactly like how we mentioned in all our episodes, bro, we are always pro-landed. So if what he says is true, 2 families or 2 generations decide to buy together, I still feel the upside in buying this is much higher than, I cannot say this, then people get upset buying condo.
I think it's a very different lifestyle. But of course, given that there's a total of 10 houses, there's a plenty of options available for people to come in.
That's right.
And with, there are a few things that I thought maybe Bruce can also chip in, which is what we always say, right? We always talk about A plus B equals to C, right? Land price plus construction plus equals to your price point. And of course, it's from a developer standpoint, people always say, hey, developer should make profit from me, But we were discussing this, Bruce, just now. We were talking about, the land size about 1,000. The built up about 5,000 plus. How do we do the math here, and why is this a compelling option?
So put it this way, for most buyers today, if I ask you, go out and find a land size of 1,009 in Singapore and pay 3 million for it. It's almost impossible to find.
Impossible.
Okay. So what happens with this is that if a buyer bought a piece of land today, 999 or freehold land, and then they build something that is this big, so you can actually see from the build-up sizes, they're all 5, 6, 7,000. For end user to construct something like this, it'll be about $2 million.
Or more, actually.
Or possibly even more. And there is all this uncertainty. They have to deal with contractors amidst their busy work schedule.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Are you saying it's economies of scale because this a lot more number of units as compared to someone who's only doing 1 unit?
That's right. That's right. So I think it brings a lot of value on the table, because obviously when a contractor comes in, instead of just doing 1 unit, he can do 10 units, take a lot less profit from this whole thing. And I think everybody benefits at the end of the day. That's the reason why sometimes you have a single unit, the pricing is generally higher. So if a contractor has to go there and architect, it's the same amount of work, because submission is a one-time submission versus
Right.
Also talking about new builds, right? Ever since I joined the industry, I've only heard one thing: construction costs always going up only.
Yes, for sure.
So again, it also depends on where and when the developer bought the unit and what's the construction cost at that point in time, or whether he got a good deal. So that determines the eventual launch price as well. So this could have been easily priced higher.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think I think the value proposition is that even though Singapore, in the recent report, is the highest in terms of construction cost per square foot in the whole Southeast Asia, and even in Asia, I think we are ranked right up there, quite a few positions to the top. But given that I'm also a landed homeowner, I've gone through the reconstruction process, a rebuild, in case the term recon gets confused. I think one of the things that I would look forward to if I were to buy a brand new build today is that I don't have to manage. I don't have to go and interact so much.
That's correct.
Just waiting, like new launch I just go in, throw my check, right? And then I pay the down payment, then I just...
Not like you every day have to go inspect, buy tea coffee and motivate them please work don't slow down That's what you mean, right, bro?
Correct. So
buy tea and coffee is okay, you know. Don't buy oil and watermelon.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't know why. Why?
Doesn't know. Later you just go and Google.
Okay.
Yeah. So of course, with this this project is very interesting. We definitely from Roundtable, many of times in the last 2 years we have talked about how you buy, how you rebuild, and finally we have something that's on the table that is really like I think is a very good proposition. And of course, moving forward, right? I think it's almost hard for someone to acquire like 10 houses in a row. Actually, I think in my universe, I think this is so unimaginable to acquire something like
long
that.
time, bro. Long
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
I think the recent ones that we saw were much bigger, and those people who last time Luxus Hill, Luxus Hill at the time was a new project.
Yeah.
People say, wow, it was so expensive, location.
Yeah.
But look what happened today. All of them are sitting on millions of profit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And of course, given that there is a new project and everything is handled by a strong developer as well as an architect, I think some of the schemes that we see from the project that we look at, there's a cool
customization.
There's cool options. There's also warm options.
That's right.
And I think this really takes away the modern day families problem with in terms of like managing all this stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. So Rama, do you think that with this kind of project, right, at this kind of price points, right, what do you think is a possibility of like a future upside? Things like that.
You already know my answer.
What is
I
that?
always say this. Low hanging fruit.
Hello. I'll get a position.
It's really the entry level is one of the lowest.
Exactly. So what you have is easy to reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. It falls under the category, man.
Yeah.
For a new build.
My take for landed, the supply is pretty much finite.
Yeah.
And one interesting trend I want to share in my years of marketing new landed homes, especially those that are much more expensive than this. We talked about last time, maybe 2 years ago, 3,000 odd per square feet.
Yeah.
Singaporean, typical Singaporean will tell you, hey, crazy, I'm not going to pay this per square feet.
Yeah.
But the new citizens, we're not talking about ultra high net worth, right? We're just talking about they have been in Singapore 10 years. I've seen Malaysians, even Filipino, Myanmar, Vietnamese, and when they get a chance, a citizenship, and they have a chance to really buy a landed home, they appreciate the opportunity and they are very, very proud. Because when their friends come over, oh, you mentioned buy a landed. And for them, they don't look at per square feet. They look at the price. And the bank lends me this kind of money, I can afford this amount, I have a brand new spanking house with a pool and live, blah, 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 blah. They love it.
And there are no teething issues because the brand comes with guarantee as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. And of course, Singaporeans being Singaporeans, they may not always like a certain location. They have their own preference. So today, right, on top of Springleaf collection, right, let's talk a little bit about another project that is also in the market, also very interesting, and in a district that has a very, very little inventory to even talk about. So let's talk about Harbour Residences.
District 5.
Yes, District 5. So Harbour Residences also very interesting. Bruce, can you share with us a little bit about this developer? You have quite a few.
This one also quite a number of units.
You have quite a few like dealings with them.
Yes. These developers, I have known them for a very long time. They go very premium. So they even use branded GCB architect.
Okay.
For homes like this. Yes. They have completed very nice projects today. There's one that they completed at Chancery. Chancery it's actually...
It's right, the cups of Chancery. Right?
Yes, the first 3 units in Chancery facing the cold storage. Yes. And it's very iconic, and they use the same team on this project as well. And I think they are very practical in what they do. So if you go to their website and see the investments they are in, they also do big bungalows. And so this is actually an opportunity to own a GCB standard home in the terrace.
Right. Coincidentally, I used to stay very close to this area. I used to stay in Pasir Hill. So this area is actually quite interesting, quite quaint. And if I may say, it's actually a really short walk to the MRT, which is the Harbour MRT is very near. And rarely do you get like new stuff around this district in the first place. Like we were sourcing for clients to buy a D5 landed, right? It's so hard to even find an old house to buy, much less a new one. So I think, again, we try to bring value to our viewers. Perhaps if they didn't know that there was this project, now we would like them to know a bit more about this project as well. So obviously at this currently they have like a few offerings, right? So they have like 6 houses, but I understand that one has been sold.
That's right.
Right. So from a price point perspective, from an inter terrace around in this area, which the land size about maybe 2,000,
Yep.
we're looking at a price point of like, I would say what,
5.8,
just under
5.7, 5.8, just under 6 million.
correct, correct.
Yep.
So Bruce, if someone were to consider this opportunity as well, isn't it also as good for the
Yes.
same price point that there are actually options?
That's right. So two different products, two different locations.
Yes.
So it depends on what the client wants.
Yes.
Today, you know, there are many nodes. So many business nodes in.
Yes.
So of course, if let's say you work out of Woodland area, Tagore area, then maybe I would like to stay the land or
Springleaf side,
Springleaf and
correct.
whatever.
Yeah.
But of course, you have families. This D5 area appeals a lot to industrialists.
Yes.
The reason why is because the kids go nearby the school. For them, their factories may be in Tuas.
Yes.
And then it's also a short journey to the city.
Yes.
So this is actually a very central location for them.
I think the big boys have also been growing around here, right? Like Maple Tree has been a stronghold in the area, business city. And let's not forget our biggest salesman in Singapore had talked about the Greater Southern Waterfront.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think this really leverages off the Greater Southern Waterfront as well. Actually, I would say for our viewers, right, we have had so many episodes and our interaction with them has always been that it's so hard to find something. But I realized that perhaps they are not looking deep enough because we actually have also been speaking to people about these houses. It's just that, everyone is trying to, find in that, that traditional areas that they prefer. So why we need to bring this highlight to our viewers, right? It's because we want them to know that actually there are options out there.
That's right.
It's just that maybe we haven't, maybe it's our fault lah. We haven't been working hard enough to bring these to them. So with this Harbour residences as well, it allows us to showcase to people that even for like the design wise, because this developer you mentioned is quite high end, right? For the design wise, I realized that they have also been quite meticulous in terms of their layouts as well.
Yes.
So from the facade standpoint, right, it's what do you think is like? Is there a design concept like? Because I saw like a day view, night view.
Yes.
But it's actually at this juncture I drove by. I found that it's already almost like 70%.
That's right. So one thing is this architect is a well-known architect. They pay a lot of attention to what the home not only looks like in the day, but at night as well. So if you drive by Chancery, you notice that the house that they developed, actually later we can show the viewers and actually project out the views.
Yeah.
The day view and the night view image versus what you really see today is exactly the same.
Oh, that means they really deliver.
The lightings and even the plants.
Yes.
It was all chosen by the developer as well. So it's really what you see in normally the artist impression, what you see is, you can think about it, maybe you do it yourself. This one, he really prides himself on the
This
work.
developer also, they have a lot of previous work they have done, right?
Yes, that's right.
In the landed segment.
That's right.
If I'm not wrong, I think this should be their 8th or 9th project.
Probably a lot more than that.
A lot more than
It's a lot more than that.
Yeah. So moving forward, right, Bruce, what do you think is that in the market? Do you think there's quite a lot of like new projects? Obviously, in the next episode, we're going to talk a bit more about other new offerings. But in terms of developments that actually occur like in a row, we chose this, we selectively curated this too because we felt that it was developments that are in a row as a very nice frontage, an extended frontage.
Yes.
But in our knowledge, right, that we're in the market, do you foresee any more projects that actually have quite a bit of a united, like a more like the same frontage kind where a whole row basically?
Yeah, there are a lot of projects that are like that. Different price point.
Yeah.
For example, our land, they're doing one at Kiam Hock as well.
Oh,
yeah, but of course the price point is in Kiam Hock, so price point is a lot higher.
Anagram homes lah.
Anagram homes, yes. So that's also very, very nice, very uniform.
Yes. Yeah. Because from Marama and I, we did some research. I would say in the market right now to find something that has basically a role, right, where you and your neighbor all are helping each other's value. I think we zoom into these two.
Yes.
That is an excellent point.
Yeah.
So when you have a row of houses like that, right, we always say like, you need activity.
Yeah.
Some more you already say this district got very little,
Yeah.
and then people don't want to move.
Yeah.
Right? So by having all this in a row, and then if one of them starts to sell, then you see the price movements. And then we need this activity.
Yeah. So today with our roundtable viewers, right, we know your needs very well. We know your profile very well. We serve quite a lot of people in their 30s to 40s, and I think homes like these grow with them.
That's right.
They will have ample rooms. They need that lift because when you're 30 plus, you live alone. When your parents start getting old, and suddenly you feel like, hey, you want them to move in. And then for a lot of people, when they buy old homes, they realize that, hey, when that happens, they have to sell. Then they have to buy a new one. But when you buy homes like that, you future-proof, right, your family needs. And in our dealings with our viewers, we also realize that a lot of them start to think about this very early. So thanks for sharing all these pointers with our viewers.
This one also, the helper room got attached bathroom, bro.
Yeah,
What's with you and the helper's room with attached bathroom?
I just see this whole thing like a trend.
no, I think I think
I thought the lift was a trend. Then now suddenly this become the trend.
Of course.
Today we see people renting out their rooms. So like my neighbor in another place, they rent out their rooms, and he told me, I even rent out my helper's room, you know.
Bro, another thing, the location is also amazing, bro. This one also got a lot of greenery. Kentridge,
for sure,
West Coast
and tertiary education, of course.
NUS and all this stuff.
Yeah, and more importantly is like we are the appointed agents to sell these properties as well. So if you are keen to explore more on these properties, please feel free to contact us at the WhatsApp form below, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.
Yes.
Thank you.
See you.